All right, we're live with you Sunday morning, episode 227 here. I got Casey, and let's give his man Perd some respect. Brian, the main man, Johnson there. We're here to go. It'll be an interesting episode. We're going to hit on a lot of different things as well. Obviously, a lot of our Bay Area sports teams either are struggling that are in action right now, or they have been eliminated from anything. So a little bit of a down on that side. Baseball wise, I know Brian with the A's doesn't have much right now this week, so we might have to hold off. That might be loser of the month, Brian, when we get to that part of the show. So we'll go there with it. But
we could say what May suckish.
Yep, I'd say it's 7-21 for your. I'm going to call them the Oakland A's just for the fun of it. Case, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad I'm not a part of the A's organization anymore. Brian, you can ride that one all you want. So my Reds are 29-30. So
By your Reds. By your Reds. He's a Savannah Banana fan now, I thought. Well, that's all he was watching. What did you guys did you guys see any of the Pacers Knicks stuff that was going on this week? And the Pacers ended up making the finals against OKC. What did we say at the beginning of the playoffs? What would be like the matchup the NBA would be like from a city standpoint? They're good teams, but obviously OKC and Indiana aren't the cream of the crop when it comes to like what the NBA is probably thinking on there. But they'll still probably do just fine in the NBA final ratings and stuff. But what do you think of the matchup, Case?
I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it.
There you go, baby. There you go. You're on top of it. Nice coffee this morning too.
Extra big.
Gonna be the enforcer in the series after getting some guy's face.
He gets to move up to the second deck now. No, he went from third deck, now he gets to go second deck. He's got to earn it back. Halliburton's dad. Yeah, I mean, you saw him up there. He kind of taking on the Patrick Mahomes wife thing on that side of stuff. Okay, so.
If they win like a game like clinching thing, they'll be like Sting from the Raptors, but it's John Halliburton.
It's his dad. His dad's from the Raptors.
On a serious note, though, I think it's going to be a great finals. I think you got the two best teams that you could have in there stylistically too. It's going to be fast paced, just back and forth. Oklahoma, I think, just from watching the tournament so far, basically is Oklahoma's got the better defensive team, but I think they're evenly matched on depth wise. I don't think that's the issue. Oklahoma, you could say maybe is a year earlier, that they got maybe that pedigree where it's their time, but Indiana was in the conference finals last year, so they made their jump this year. So it's gonna be fun to watch though with Hallie and Shea and Chet and Miles Turner and
who you lean towards?
Siakam. It's
Pacers.
Tough, man. I want to lean towards the Pacers just because I want a good series, but I just think Oklahoma's too much, man. But I'll go with Pacers in 6.
Brian, because of the NBA early draft workouts, are you going to go with the Indiana Pacers that they're in Indianapolis? What do they call it? What are those again? What am I forgetting? Where they're all in their shorts running the wind sprints and lifting weight.
The combine, or they
the NFL combine. Yes, that's what I'm referring to. Anytime fitness combine. Brian, you got a thought on the NBA finals?
Yeah, I mean, I know the Knicks probably are going to be a little frustrated with Kylie Jenner why she couldn't make the trip. They were undefeated when she was in the crowd. So.
Do your job. Do your job.
Timothy Chalamet.
Man, the Knicks had a great chance to get to the finals this year too. Celtics go down. I mean, I'm not saying the Pacers are like a great matchup, but man, after they blew game 1, right? That was the series. I mean, you had to win 5 games at that point after you blow game 1. That's what I mean. If you play it out the way, you should be up 3-2 going into that game, and now you got game 7 back in New York. But you lose that game 1, sets you up for the whole series in a position where they just couldn't overcome that. And Brunson said he thinks the Knicks core could still win it. I don't see them being able to sustain a long run. They have to add somebody. I mean, I don't think they can win. I mean, Towns, I love all the facial expression stuff, and people are giving him crap for that. But I still love Brunson. OG is not bad. Robinson gives you what Robinson played fantastic, getting all those rebounds for the Knicks. He's a terrible free throw shooter though, which kills them at points with him even on the floor. But with that said, they still need somebody else. Like Hart plays with Hart, but he does. That's a position where I would say you could upgrade. I think then maybe I take him a little bit more serious. DiVincenzo didn't give him anything. So I don't know. If I was a Knicks fan, I'd be a little
Dante
disappointed.
wasn't on their team this year. So.
On the not on the Knicks. Excuse me. I was thinking the other guy. He played well last night. Shamit. He wasn't able to give him anything as well. So I don't know. I just think the Knicks kind of blew an opportunity this year with it. And I don't think the core could win a championship. They have to upgrade.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm going to go with OKC in this series just because they've been wire to wire, probably the best team all year. So you got for that.
And they got home court.
Yeah,
that obviously gives them a little bit of a boost too. Neither team has won a NBA Finals, so you have that. Does it feel like that Suns Bucks series from a few years back?
No, I mean that ended up being a pretty.
It went 6.
Series. Yeah,
well, remember the Suns won the first 2, and then the Bucks won the next 4.
Well, that's because Giannis was hurt too, though,
and he took over after the first 4 games. I mean, but just in terms of a random NBA Finals, that's what it kind of. It's a random one.
No, it is hella random. I was trying to think of like a comparison, of up and coming or like teams going against each other. This one's kind of it's kind of unique on its own because they're both 2 really young teams. There's not really any well-known commodities. I mean, if you want to say anything, it's like probably the old guys, like McConnell and Miles Turner, really. I mean, other than that, everyone's pretty much in their young 20s. But I don't know. It's I do know one thing though, actually, is that and put on the seatbelt, boys. It's gonna be a ride, man, because I think it's gonna be flying back and forth. Like whoever's in shape in that series is, I mean that as soon as that ball goes through the hoop, it's coming back out. So
and especially the way Halliburton pushes the ball and SGA and Williams for the guards up top for OKC. I kind of would lean towards. Indiana in this series I love their coaching aspect too that they bring to the table. I think Carlisle gives them a little edge, but we'll see. It should be fun. There's a lot still. Obviously, I think it starts this Friday, maybe Thursday. I think the first game is.
What do you think? What do you guys think about Pascal getting the Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
I was surprised he got it over Halliburton.
Yeah, I was a little bit. You, Brian?
Yeah, I mean. It seemed like he was walking in front, like he was going to be given the award, and then they gave it to somebody else.
Your father docks your dad 5 points. You don't get the one. 5 votes. 5 votes taken away. I mean, Siakam was awesome too, so I don't have a huge. But he scored every game they won. He scored 30, right, or something like that. He was clutch a lot of the series too.
Well, game 2 he had 39 points. So, I mean, that's a lot, and then 31.
He played well last night too. So I don't have a huge issue with that one.
Yeah.
That one doesn't bother me too much.
I don't think it's like an Iguodala Curry thing. I think this one's actually kind of legit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's the same way with it. So we'll have that finals. We'll have obviously game 1 to talk about, and I think we'll have next Sunday. Game 2 will be that Sunday night. So that's what the NBA Finals. You got Oklahoma City and those Indiana Pacers. So you got those both in there. What a bad.
What do you think the worst NBA Finals of all time was? The Knicks Spurs series?
No, I always hated like the Spurs Nets series.
Yeah.
And the Spurs, the Lakers. Who was it? The Lakers
Nets.
Yeah, anything with the Nets was bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say
anything with the Nets was a bad finals.
When Jason Kidd would blow kisses after every free throw or something.
Yeah, when he started doing the John Hornacek the series over there.
Because
I thought
you wrote him a letter and you asked him to do that for. Am I wrong?
I said, give me a Brian said, give me a little kiss. That's what I want there with it. Yeah, I'd say those ones are the worst ones I can remember. Like, because all the other finals, like maybe they weren't like always great in terms of like the Sonics and Bulls. The best still went 6, and they got to I don't know. So I'd say more recently those are especially looking at the list now. Those ones, like I wish the Lakers got to play the Cavs instead of the Magic. Like, that wasn't like the worst. But remember back then when Kobe had Gasol, like I was hoping to be LeBron that would be able to get there. He didn't get there, so we didn't get that matchup. But yeah, I would say recently, and maybe Heat Denver. It wasn't the sexiest matchup either. Recently.
Yeah, but I think this one's gonna be better because it's not like I think you got.
OKC's a pretty legit team. And
well, I mean, I think you just got 2 really good teams, like legitimate teams, like both. I mean, you're gonna see probably over 20 players playing this series. I mean,
that's true.
That's a lot of guys. Usually, most teams will go like 7, 9. But like to actually comfortably go 10, like that's on both sides. I mean, who knows? Alex Caruso could be MVP. I mean, honestly, I mean, you just don't know in the series. That's being obviously that's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. They got this thing on NBA Reference where it says like what player in what playoff year that won the finals, like who had the most points in those playoffs. Just in a playoff run, who accumulated the most points, and it is Michael Jordan, as you would guess, 92. He scored 759 playoff points. LeBron is number 2. The year that they lost to the Warriors, 2018, he had 748. Leonard is 3 with his win over the Warriors with the Raptors, but Jordan still never went to a game 7, but he still leads all-time point leader. So that gives you a little clue right there at how good the GOAT was. So we got NBA kind of wrapping up now, Brian, as we're getting to the finals there with it. I don't know. What do you guys? I hear Zion's now being sued for rape. Unbelievable. This guy just can't stay out of the news with it. He just cannot do it. So he looks like he's going to be a trade piece. What franchise would you not want to be in the NBA right now? If you had to pick one, what would it not be for the next 5 years? What team would you not want to be?
I'd probably say the Hornets.
Always the Hornets is a good yes, or the Bobcats. No.
The Hornets or the Nets, just because the Nets they seem to get like big time players, but they can never put it together. I remember when they got Durant, that didn't work out.
You just love New York. You just don't like Brooklyn? That's no. Just because the Giants have played there over the years. No, that's a good one. The Nets are always up on that list. Casey, you got one?
I'd say the Kings.
The Kings are always a safe bet. they traded Halliburton for some. I actually didn't hate the trade at the time, and the Kings kind of proved that well when they had Fox and him, but they didn't keep Fox, so that doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, I would say the Halliburton one's not the worst choice. I don't know, Brian. I think I go with Casey on the Kings as well. But the other team that right up there, number 2, is the Pelicans for me. That's why I always bring the Pelicans up. I don't know. I don't understand how they could ever do well in that. So, anyways, there's with it. NFL a little bit. We had anything big come from you? You guys traded for a defensive end yesterday.
A pass rusher, Bryce Huff. We gave up a mid-rounder. I think it's going to be a 3rd or 4th round pick. It seemed like the Eagles were so loaded at that position. He was kind of underutilized, and that's definitely he's probably going to start with us. So I think he's going to be he's going to help out Bosa. So
I don't even know, but I guarantee it has to do with something with Huff, huh?
Yep, that's what we're talking about. Not Michael, not the great Michael Huff, safety out of Texas.
Bryce Huff. I know you're gonna be all over that news, Brian. It's another weak signing. It's not a big deal.
It's not. It's a trade, and the Eagles had to take most of the salary, so it's like one. Oh, why did you sign this guy? Come on, Eagles, you're not perfect.
No, if I was to be like Casey that right now, just go every angle against the Niners on the side. The only one that I had, the only argument I could think of yesterday was like, why in the heck would the Eagles trade a good player to the Niners? That was the only thing I like. Why? Like, not saying that Just why would you take that chance? I don't know. Doesn't the Niners are going to be one of the teams you're probably going to have to deal with in the NFC, and then you end up trading them a defensive end. But you said there was
he wouldn't have made the team, or you probably would have had to cut him. So it's like you're getting a draft pick for him.
Hey Brian, who's the guy you grabbed from the Eagles? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, he turned out to be terrible. Yes, or is he still on the team?
Hargrave, right?
Yeah, no, he's not on the team anymore. But that was more of a defensive tackle. This is an edge rusher. So under Saleh, he got 10 sacks with the Jets. So
he came from the Eagles though too, right?
And the Jets, and then the Niners.
Yeah, I love ripping on these Niners early. It's going to be a long year for you.
Do you have the Niners trivia for Brian, Casey? Did you have one for him? Or no?
No, I thought Brian was going to have Raiders trivia.
Well, you texted. You have one. Maybe you were messing.
I said I had Niners trivia. Then I said, well, they suck. Yeah,
who wore number 80 was a wide receiver? No,
we need to mute him like Woody Page on.
Brian, motivate me Raiders style. Why am I excited right now?
I just think, you've been through so many bad years, but it's going to be a new regime. You're going to get a new coach, a new quarterback, and now you have your franchise running back. And I feel like we need to get Darren more motivated. I feel like he's, too negative all the time. So I wanted to give 2 Raider positive facts and then 2 trivia questions. So
all right, here we go.
Bring it up, Brian.
So the Raiders all time have 15 AFC West championships, which is tied with the Denver Broncos second all time. And they have 4 AFC championship trophies. And then
3 Super Bowls, right?
That's something positive to look forward to. Who has the most career sacks for the Raiders?
Oh, it's that defensive gosh, it's that random guy. It's not Chester McLaughlin. I know it's not Chester. I know. God, it's like I got it on the. I think it's Townsend.
Greg Townsend.
Yeah,
Greg Townsend.
With 107.5 sacks. I guess Max Crosby is already third on this list. He has 60 sacks.
Do you know if Howie was 2?
Yeah, Howie Long's 2 with 84.
Townsend's the one guy because he was just before where I really started watching football. You know what I mean? And I just don't appreciate the early 90s and late 80s guys. Like I got to watch as much. So obviously you see tape on it, but not the same. So do you know how much Crosby has, Brian?
He has 59.5. I guess I kind of pushed him up to 60 because of
Let's round up. Might as well. We'll go Brett Favre on Strahan getting the free sack. We'll give him a free one there. No good. So and then all right. So the team. I remember when I used to go to Raiders games. They'd do this video and it'd be like team of the decades. It'd be like 70s, 80s, 90s, and I'd be like, it's 2007 and we're still playing. We haven't done stuff for 15 years. Stop playing the video. I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to see it anymore with it. So,
Brian, you got any more facts over there?
It's in Raiders history.
Hold on. Casey, you guys didn't line up for a second there. Will you have trivia now, Brian? Is that what this is?
Yes, the second trivia question. Who has the most passing yards in Raiders history?
All time or for a season?
All time.
Is it the great Gus? Is it Jeff Hostetler? Jeff.
No.
It's got to be probably Derek Carr, right?
Yeah, Derek Carr has 49, 58, and Kenny Stabler only had 24, 481, and he's number 2 on the list.
He should be number 1. The snake should be number 1. That's what it should be.
And then I think Rich Ganning's number 3 on the list.
That doesn't surprise me. I would think Rich would be up there. It's funny. The Raiders never have had a quarterback for like 10 years outside of basically the snake. And Plunkett had a little run there too, but not, I would say, 8 years by any means, or 10 years, something like along with that.
So hopefully this segment has put up the notch of confidence in Darren right now.
Give me a little confidence, Johnson. It gives me a little confidence. It sounds like you're underwater, though.
I feel better.
Like I'm underwater.
It sounds like you're underwater. Do you have like something on, like a volume? Every time you talk, you're fine, but every off, sounds like you're underwater. Doesn't it, Case, or is it just me?
It's under the sea.
It sounds like it's the same thing happened last one. Try jumping off and then come back on. Try to jump off. All right. I can't concentrate like that. My head's going crazy. I can't do it. So Brian tried to motivate me with the Raiders, which I can respect. I like it. I don't know. I like I said, I think getting the running back. I think getting the running back is the good move, Brian, for the Raiders. So I think the motivation, I do appreciate it. But you did also send a text earlier this week where you said Gino is going to throw interceptions. So that was a little bit of a negativity.
Casey always has to start things with me. So
that's fair enough. Fair enough on that side of it.
Talk to me in 7 days.
Here to week 1 of the NFL season. I'm going to come up with 2 positive facts and 2 trivia questions.
You got to keep giving me the energy. I need to keep hearing the positive vibes.
I want by week 1, you want to take the Patriots quarterback's head off his body. I want motivation.
I'm going to put these are the quotes, Brian, that I always get a kick out of, and I always get a kick out of with when it comes to preseason stuff is headlines like this. Here's a headline that we got out of Rangers camp. Las Vegas Raiders offensive coordinator Kelly, wide receiver Myers heat the praise on QB Smith. I know it. Everybody's gonna love each other until week 1. But I always get a kick out of all
that. Breaking news: Bryce Huff's gonna be good.
They have all that stuff with it. I don't know those things. And then what was the thing with Diggs this week? He had the thing with he gets in trouble, or he doesn't get in trouble, but he has that video go out. Yeah, then Adam, I like how Adam goes, Vrabel will take care of it. So if you haven't seen it, you just video it. It's
now they're calling for the Patriots to like cut Diggs already or something.
Oh boy, not a good start for if you're a coach. Like, I don't want to be dealing with this garbage.
It reminded me of the Chappelle show at the Rick James. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Do you think the Bengals will actually? Because the Bengals have a history of. They say that they're not going to trade guys. They did trade Carson Palmer when they say they hold out. They have Hendrickson, who's a really good defensive end for the Bengals. That I would love to get on the Raiders to go with Crosby. I would love that. Give me that. That would be a nice duo. I'm sure you, as a Niners fan, Brian, wouldn't mind seeing him with Bosa or whatever. But the Bengals also have been known to. They'll just let guys hold out too. So I'm curious what happens with this. Is kind of I know not on a grand scale. This is Fatboy FadeAway Bay Area, but just from like this point, I always noticed that kind of like the idea of the one owner digging in more on a player than others. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hendrickson doesn't play to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought the Bengals would be stupid to trade him because he's like one of the best defensive players in the league. And I don't know.
I mean, what did we say about NBA franchises? The Bengals would be right up there as one of the ones. And you could say, well, they're great right now. Well, that's just because they got Burrow and they draft, when they did, seriously, that changes everything. But even when they have Burrow, they make bad decisions.
Yeah, I just feel like Burrow's even telling them, like, sign this guy. So if you trade him, then you're going to probably irritate Burrow as well.
Well, I mean, like, I think he's under contract, but he wants a raise.
Yeah, he's severely underpaid. I mean, he should probably be making. I think his contract's like $13.5 million, somewhere around there. Elite edge rushers, or getting to the quarterback guys are usually like, say like low 30s now. So I mean, that's a pretty big, significant like gap. And Hendrickson has led the NFL in sacks the last 2, not in cumulative. He's got 35 sacks the last 2 years, I believe. So,
yep.
I mean, at some point you got to pay the dude, right? I mean, especially if everything that's coming out in the reports, both sides are going to say what they're going to say, but I mean, it just doesn't look good if you just don't sign the best defensive player and captain on that side of the ball. I don't know. You took care of T. Higgins and Chase, and I get that, but defense was your biggest problem last year. So you let him go. It's going to be a long year on defense again.
Yeah, I'm reading up a little bit on the situation right now. The Bengals technically are 27.6 million in cap space, but I guess sometimes you want to have a little bit to be able to save money as you get to the end there. So yeah, so that will be an interesting one that I just noticed. Brian, anything else in the NFL you noticed this week or wanted to talk about?
I mean, just other than OTAs starting up, and
No TMZ story caught your attention from NFL this week. No, Dak. I heard Dak Prescott had a baby. That doesn't matter to you. Where's your soul? Where's your heart? No, just kidding.
Brian, I did hear that they had Dak Prescott
prenup, which I thought was stupid, but
what were you saying, Case?
They were saying that they had Dak Prescott ranked 17th best quarterback. You think that's about right?
Yeah, I'd say just beyond.
I thought so too. People are saying like that's way low, and I'm like, not really. Like, I mean, he's never won a big game.
Never won anything.
Yeah.
I just don't get the
right.
Dak Prescott love. Like,
he's a Cowboys.
Anything.
Cowboys guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Cowboys always get a little extra love there, as you know. All right, so you got so you got nothing in the NFL there with it. I was going to give you guys my baseball trivia I had this week for it. Let's see if you can get it. That I did for my show on seventh inning stretch. I played for the Blue Jays, Rays, Padres, Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers, starting my career in 1986 as a position player. So you might not get it on that, but just try to collect the knowledge of the teams there with it. So again, Blue Jays, Rays, Padres, Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers, not necessarily in that order. But that's what you had there with it. Hit number 2, and then I'll see if you guys can get a guess out of it. I hit 493 career home runs, so close to 500, Johnson. Had 2,490 hits, and I finished top 10 in MVP voting 6 different times. Any guess there? 493.
I'm just gonna pull a name out of my butt, but Lonnie Smith.
Lonnie Smith? No, I think he's the guy that works down at Rays over here. All right, I'll give you another clue. He played first base. Was his main position.
Mark Grace?
No, remember 493. That's a lot of home runs. Mark was not known for 500.
Fred McGriff.
Yes. You give me the crime dog is there with it. I always get a kick that he was in that 1989 Battle of the Bay. He doubles down the right field line. He was the first baseman there.
He's on the Blue Jays.
And what's the commercial with it's got the blue hat there? The Todd Mancy, whatever the commercial is.
That's like hidden instruction video.
So Fred McGriff gets there. You guys got it. Nice job, Johnson, on that one as well.
Figure it out, Brian.
So you got that going on around the sports world. College baseball has been going on. I've been watching a lot of that. I saw some of the College World Series with that too. All right, Brian, what do you got for winners and losers this week?
I'm gonna go with loser. I'm gonna go Brittany Griner. She's just a very unpleasant person, and I don't know. I wish we would have left her in Russia.
Well, that's as blunt as it gets, Brian. I like how you call her unpleasant. Yeah, even better, but all right, I'll give you respect for it. But she does come across like that. I think I know what incident you're talking about this week, so we got that. Case, what do you got? What do you got for loser of the week?
I'm gonna piggyback off of Brian actually, since you're going this route. Loser of the week, man. WNBA with Caitlin Clark. Is trash. No one watches it.
I know she drives the whole market, really.
Yeah, Brittany Griner said it best. I mean,
it feels like half of their arena is empty in most of their games.
Well, yeah, that's what Brittany Griner is saying. She's like, before basically Caitlin got here, it was a lot quieter. You could bust out a laptop and get some work done, and it was a more peaceful environment. I'm like, well, that was the problem.
It was a more peaceful environment. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? A more
I don't
peaceful
know how
environment.
you're gonna grow ratings if you want it to be quiet in the arena, but yeah,
Yeah.
just loser all the way around at the WNBA. They just got to figure it out, man. I've you know me, and I've been a supporter, and I've been trying to hang on. And
Big supporter.
I have. I've tried to push it. I'll watch games, but it's like you do dumb stuff. It's just like it's hard to watch someone do. It's like watching the demise of the WCW all over again.
I mean, well, as long as
It's like Eric Bischoff, you know, is gonna lose.
as long as you have Clark there, they still have that big ticket item.
But she's
And
been out the last couple. She's gonna be out the 2 weeks, so it's like ratings go down. It's like you're
yeah, they
not
got to
doing
get.
yourself any favors by opening your mouth and ruining the best product you have is the best player. It's like you don't have to be stupid about it. You may not like her or whatever for whatever reason. It's just like at some point you gotta get over yourself and realize that it's helping you out as much as like it's hurting you. Think it's way more beneficial to have someone like that on your side. So just ladies, get your shit together.
I'm gonna have loser of the month. I said the West Sacramento A's 7-21 in the month of May. 7-21. Wow.
You're bringing up Bingo from AAA. You're getting desperate.
14 games under 500 in the month of May. Not a good sign. Not something you want to be in. So the A's get loser, not of the week, just the whole month loser. That pathetic Johnson. And then they lose again. They've already lost 2 to Toronto, on the verge of getting swept again. So they get loser of the month, big time. The A's there with that. Brian, and I know Tyler would want me to say the Giants' offense has been pathetic, and Adam would want me to say the Rangers' offense, which has also been pathetic. So those are some losers of the week, baseball wise and month
I
wise.
guess that's my other loser, Stephen Diggs.
Oh, what are you doing?
You shouldn't be doing this stuff in the off season.
Especially when you've been
you
around
might get cut now, and it's like, it was just
Have you ever seen that video, Brian, from about 5 years ago where the defensive end, he was good. I can't even remember his name. He was a white guy from on the Vikings, and he goes around the locker room asking the guys like random questions. And one of the questions he asked the guys in that locker room is like, "Who would you not want to date your daughter?" And like 7 of the guys say Diggs. This is like from 5 years ago. It's hilarious actually now looking back at it. I mean, they were on to something. They all knew what was going on early. I'll see if I can find it here to end the show here a little bit with it. So that would be there. How about for Brian? You said winner of the week.
No, that was just another loser of the week. But
what do you got for a winner?
The winner of the week is the Indiana Pacers, making it to their second NBA Finals, but they have a chance to win their first NBA championship. So,
and I'm curious, would David Stern allow this to happen? Would David Stern allow this to happen? I don't think David would allow. I think David would be. No, we want the Knicks in this finals. You are making this happen. I think that because I always go back to 2002 with the Sacramento Kings. They didn't want Sacramento versus New Jersey in the NBA Finals. They did not.
God,
they wanted to link
the most random one ever.
Sacramento and New Jersey. That would have been like clear across. It's a total 2 different areas. That's what that could. But David Stern said, no. We're gonna give them a tempo. We're gonna send in the big dogs to cheat on this game. Case, what do you got for winner? Donnie, exactly. What do you got for winner of the week, Case?
Aaron Judge, man, guy's a freaking beast. Hit a couple more jacks yesterday. 398 is the average right now. 21 bombs, just making the field look small. Like I'm not an A's fan. I just don't really have a baseball team this year, obviously. But just watching highlights, like him, Ohtani, like they're so much
better than everybody else right now.
So much better than everyone else. It's ridiculous.
I mean, they're like playing on a different planet right now.
It was like when year in the World Series.
Could be.
It's like when me and Brian used to play one-on-one. It was fun, but you just knew there was no chance.
No chance in that one. No chance. Are you talking about video game 101? I think video game. Brian, did you see the Dodgers won 18-2 last night? They've poured it on both times to the Yankees. They played tonight as well. I agree.
I guess you could say that's the loser is that the Yankees beat the Dodgers.
They couldn't come on. They couldn't get the job done. So I did a segment this week on seventh inning that the NL is just super dominant over the AL right now. So I was thinking, I'll say if I had, so you have the Yankees in the American League, right? And then you have the Mariners, Guardians, Tigers playing well. Obviously, they have the best record right now in the American League. But even with that said, I would still take, other than the Yankees, I don't know what order, but I would still take the Mets, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Dodgers, and the Padres, the overall any of those American League teams outside the Yankees. So I feel like the NL's like dominant. They got like a dominant group of teams right there. Where the AL still, I need to kind of find out more about the Tigers and those type of things in a playoff situation. So that's an interesting one for me. Is like the NL is just. I mean, if that was my winner of the week, I could do that too. They've just been completely dominant this year in terms of the standing. And I'm looking at the stats right now. Ohtani, Judge has 86 hits. That's 10 more than anybody else in the league. Actually, Jacob Wilson, Ryan, shout out A's right there. He's number 2 with 76. That guy doesn't take walks. So that's not right. But Ohtani, you said he has 22 home runs now. He's tied with the catcher from Seattle, but he's been on fire too, hitting all these leadoff home runs now, and it's pretty crazy to watch. These two guys are just they're at a high level. They're starting to get to like those steroid era batters where you're like, oh, they're up every time they're up, something's gonna happen.
Who's the guy in Seattle?
Cal Raleigh.
Oh,
catcher.
He leads the league in home runs.
He's got 22 as well. Judge has 21.
As a catcher, that's impressive.
I know he's right there. Schwarber has 19, and then one of my favorites, Corbin's at 16.
What happened when, like, Kyle Schwarber became the best leadoff man ever after he got traded? What the hell? Like, this guy's always weird to me.
I feel like I have a great comp. He's turned into David Ortiz at the end of his career. He was good, but he got like really good though.
Like fat guys became leadoff hitters and first baseman became the DH. Like they don't play at all. Like the Giants first baseman, they said this year combined have 4 home runs.
That's a great. You don't want that from your first baseman. Yeah, it's like
that used to be the power position. Like
maybe
30 guaranteed.
Do you think Schwarber's Matt Stairs, but just enhanced a little bit? Like he's Matt Stairs.
He's way better than Matt Stairs.
He's got that. I was going to show you real quick that this Diggs thing.
I saw the most random video yesterday. Luis Phillips getting like hit on the hand with a baseball, and it ended up starting a brawl. And Matt Steers came out of nowhere and like cracked some guy in the head or something.
See, when we had Matt Stairs, what a time! What a time to be an A's fan. Here's that Diggs segment real quick about because we were saying you had Diggs as loser of the week, and obviously you got to make decisions with females better, Mr. Diggs. And this is from like at least 5 years ago, I gotta say. And here's him being interviewed around the locker room for his own teammates, asking about who would you not let your what teammate would not be allowed to date your sister. Here it is.
Devin, what guy on the team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell?
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Diggs is the guy.
At least I should date my sister Diggs. 100%.
Why Diggs?
Man, no.
He's crazy.
He's not a guy that you want to bring home to your parents.
He talks a lot. Outrageous. Don't know what he's going to say.
And I don't like him. We're going to leave it like that. No.
Just don't know what to expect every day.
It's like you don't want your sister to bring him home to your parents, so therefore she can't date him.
He couldn't date my sister.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister? And I might add, you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
Well, nobody want me to date his sister. I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
There's actually seems to be a few guys that don't think that.
He just don't know me well enough. That's what it is.
I thought that was great. I don't know why that video always cracked me up. That's the truth, though, right? I just like when I saw that video, when I saw what happened to him this week, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, I just think of that video. There is no way.
When you're a dude in a locker room or a girl or a woman and you're in like spaces, like that's when you get the real like the story. Oh yeah, that's a little funny.
That was great when you get that like for the real one. Brian, I think you remember a good old Sean Elliott. You remember good old Sean Elliott?
Yeah.
Here's a good famous one for NBA Finals. Here, this is '99 against the Portland Blazers, who are Portland Trailblazers that always had trouble finishing it out.
Into Sean Elliott. He fires the three and hits it. His sixth of the game. What a shot. Bob, it looked like he was going to step out of bounds. He caught it and tight-broke the sideline. What a shot.
Yes,
That was good old Steve. Good old Steve Kerr was there as well. That was always kind of a famous shot growing up, where he tight ropes it like that on the bounce there. So he ends up getting that as well. So those are a couple videos I had for you guys this week. I wanted to get on for you. So yeah, and then you got the NHL Finals, Brian, coming up here with good old Edmonton versus Florida. Probably also where the league is like, not the ratings we wanted for that, but we got McDavid. He's in it, so I'm gonna watch it there. So good show, guys.
You got the video of Brian on the boat, or are we not?
I don't have Brian on the boat. We'll save that one for our TNT episode on that. But, all right, Brian, thanks for getting me pumped up with the Raiders this week. Let's do it again next week. Keep the energy coming. I need positive energy, positive vibes out there with it. Tyler, we missed you. Hope you're doing well out there. We'll see anybody there next week, episode 228. We'll talk a little NBA Finals again. We'll have a game under our belt. Brian will hit me up with some knowledge as well. I'll give you an update with my graduation. I got to do the speech there for it.
We're just going to pick up another guy, the 49ers. So our goal is to invade Casey's dreams by the end of the year.
Invade them. We're gonna get in there with it.
Brian's already recruiting the high school graduations. They're already in.
Brian's already trying to figure it out. Who got it? But all right, guys, you have a good week. All right, I'll see you guys next week. All right, peace, everybody.